Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, November 25th, the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday also. And this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable over the past week at seroundtable.com. First up, this morning, Gary from Google said he's on the hunt for spammy exact match domain names that are ranking in Google. So he said this, and I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it. He said over here, it's funny you say that, I was hunting for bad EMDs for the past 2 weeks without much luck. He added, okay, I'm going to go public. I've asked a bunch of folks in private, but if you see spammy EMDs, then send them my way. And he said specifically, there's no real specific issue with using EMDs, but only if they are spammy. Eileen, thanks for watching live. Appreciate it. So it looks like either Google's going to be rerunning their EMD algorithm, which they haven't run in like a few years, to cleanse out all the spammy EMDs that are in the Google search results, or they're looking to rewrite it, or they're looking to get rid of it, or something else. But it looks like Gary is on the hunt for them to find a list of stuff for the search quality team to look at. So we'll see what happens with that. So this is an interesting one. I want to spend a little bit of time on this because ProtonMail is basically one of these secure email solutions, and of course, they kind of compete with Gmail. And for a few months, ProtonMail was no longer ranking in Google for secure email or whatever. It was just like gone. And ProtonMail felt it was a bug on Google's end, or specifically an anti-competitive move by Google. So what happened was in August, and I spotted this tweet, Matt Cutts posted this tweet. He said, I believe the complaint got in front of the right folks. Let me check to see what the latest is. And that's all he said. After that, I tracked. I didn't see anything going on. Google was very quiet. And then what happened was a month ago. So back in August, Matt Cutts wrote this. Then a month ago in September, what are we in? September, I guess. So now we're in November. I mean, October. Yeah, October. Danny Sullivan wrote about this based on it getting some press because ProtonMail went and wrote a blog post. It got picked up by TechCrunch and so forth about the anti-competitive areas. And Google and Danny said basically it's about Google's lack of communication issues. But then, just a few days ago, I saw Google's Ryan Moulton, who's a search software engineer who's been at Google for several years, probably about 10 years now, working on search. He wrote in Hacker News, and he said this. Let me just zoom in. I quoted it. Search engines, unsurprisingly, have different bugs. Google never admitted that there was a bug in search related to this issue. They just said there was issues. They didn't say issues with their site or with Google search. And it seems like Ryan's kind of admitting there was a bug on Google's end with this. Now, of course, Google doesn't want to admit this because this could lead to antitrust issues, legal issues, and stuff like that. But maybe Google said something without meaning to. Because there's lots of people at Google. So it's very interesting to see this. Of course, they're back in the search results. They rank again. But according to what happened over the past few months, it really resulted in a major issue for that company over the time they were no longer ranking for secure email. Everybody's freaking out about this mobile first index. What's going to happen with my site? Am I going to rank well anymore and so forth? And Gary from Google promised they will write a bigger post about recommendations based on what they're finding. Right now, Google's just testing it really in the wild. You may or may not see it depending on if you're in the subtest. But Gary basically said, yes, we plan on writing a more detailed blog post with recommendations around what you should do when we go live with this. And again, they're not going live for probably a few months now, fully. But again, there's lots of these edge cases Google has to handle and so forth. So let's see what they come out with. This was a fun one. Again, it's a short week, and I figured I'd post some things that I've been lingering on for some time. So, as you can tell, I'm Jewish, and I observe Shabbat, or Shabbos, and that means I have to be offline from Friday night till Saturday night completely. No internet, no turning on and off lights, just leave the lights on, and so forth. And because of that, some sites, not this one, but some sites and some owners of sites that are more on the observant side basically say that they don't want their website accessed at all, and of course no commerce on their websites between those hours of Shabbat. And usually, let me just show you how B&H handle it. So if you take a look at here, B&H is one of those popular websites that pretty much everybody knows. It's a very popular photo and digital website. And they basically say we're temporarily not accepting orders. Online ordering will resume at whatever time sundown is, and they can dynamically change that based on when sundown is. But now with this new interstitial mobile penalty coming up in January, on January 10th specifically, where Google's going to go on and penalize sites that have these on mobile. So here's an example of a webmaster or a website that has that same notice. Zoom in so you can see it. You can see there it says, our website, we're closed in observance for Shabbat, for Shabbos, and our website will be opened on Saturday, November at this time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, which I guess is what time sundown is around, and come back then. And it's a really intrusive mobile interstitial ad, mobile interstitial pop-up that specifically Google will penalize if Google finds it. Now, they asked John Mueller about this, what do we do, what do we do, what do we do? Truth is, he's like saying serve above 503, which will then say Google come back in 24 hours. But there are times, well, there's two issues with that. One is this will come up for about 25 hours every week. So 1 out of 7 days of the week, this will show up. 2, there are times with Jewish holidays where the website will be offline for not just 1 day at a time, but 2 or even 3 days. So if there's a Jewish holiday that falls out on a Sunday and a Monday, because there's usually 2-day holidays in America, and it's also Shabbos on Saturday, so you have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, where the website could be technically offline for 3 full days with this message, which will cause some issues. So either you get the penalty by interstitial mobile ad, interstitial mobile pop-up, or you get the 503 issue, which is fine for a temporary thing, but ongoing. There's no real answer. I say in here jokingly, you should pray and see what happens. But I guess we'll see what happens here. Hopefully, it's such a small edge case that I don't know if Google's going to take it seriously. But I know John Mueller finds it fascinating, and I do too, because it's one of these technical issues related to religion and how Google bot accesses stuff and penalties and algorithms. So it's pretty cool. New this week is that Google is now showing real-time data for local results. You see the little red thing over there is actually the real-time version of what's going on really right now at the store. So it's no longer just an estimate about how much traffic the store gets in real life on a specific day and a specific hour, but it's actually showing you who's there real time, should you go there or not, and especially Google wanted to release that right before the Black Friday deals. Google has expanded their app indexing for personal content to all Android devices now, so if you want to opt into that, you definitely can. It's not only open to specific users or specific apps. Google AMP is testing this new UI to really educate normal users, normal searchers, what AMP is. And you see here, it now has this little banner under the AMP logo. It says AMP delivers a lightning fast experience. Kind of think it's too much, but I guess Google's trying to explain what is going on with AMP and why searchers are seeing that. Google is also now showing hotel listing carousel powered by AMP. So here's a screenshot showing that as well. And you can see here, it's AMP powered and it's a carousel. This is kind of like showing the whole thing, but you would see the carousel, and this was fairly new this week, I believe, that people have been able to see it. So AMP is powering hotel listings now, which is pretty cool in the carousel. Google Local Business Schema is now requiring 2 more fields, which it didn't before. It's requiring the image and the price range fields, which a lot of business owners are saying that's ridiculous. Why should it include a price range field if there's not necessarily price ranges? And Bing launched ability to save images, shopping results, and videos for later. So if you want to save these things for later, you can. I think Google also has the ability to save images for later. And the fun item for the week, is that Wix, a fairly popular CMS platform for very, very novice webmasters or people who want to create websites, has offered a Wix challenge. If you could outrank them for the term SEO hero, they will give the top result a $50,000 award. So all you got to do is optimize a website for SEO hero, and then when the contest result ends in about 4 months' time, the top result, they will give 50 grand too. And I guess this is their way of, basically Wix has been known in the SEO community for having poor SEO capabilities. And because of that, this is Wix's way of saying, hey, we're up to the challenge, we're going to go ahead and do that. But if you do a search for SEO hero, and this was unintentional, I don't believe I even qualified for this result, nor did I apply to qualify, but the #1 result currently is my site, so hopefully I'll get 50 grand Forget the ads, but hopefully I'll get 50 grand. No, I'm joking. I don't think I even qualify. So in any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Thanks to all those people that are watching live, because a lot of people are not as busy this morning, so it's really nice to see so many people watching live. Really cool. And this is the search news we covered over the Search Engine Roundtable over the past week. Again, my name is Barry Schwartz, and today is November 25th.